Ever since the album Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish released last year, I have been obsessed with it. Like, I listen to that album song by song till this date. Every single song in that album is just so addictive, especially this one song, Chihiro, and then Lunch, and then Skinny, and then Wildflower, Blue. Every single song in that album is just perfect. And I have been toying with this idea of recommending one book per song for a really long time, and finally I have my reading list for people who are as obsessed with Hit Me Hard and Soft as me. So yeah, these are all the books that I recommend to the people who just love those songs. The first song on the album is Skinny. This song deals with body image, especially how people think that if you are skinny, you are automatically happy, and how Billie Eilish has always been on this platform where she is perceived as what her body is. For this song, I want to recommend the book My Body by Emily Ratajkowski. This is my current read. I'm almost 40% through, and when I think of this book, automatically the song Skinny comes to my mind, because both of them deal with how they are so popular, how they have fame and they have everything in their life, yet almost immediately they are reduced to how their bodies look. They are so much more than that. It's as if, oh, she's fat, so she must be dealing with something. Oh, she's too skinny, so she must be dealing with something. Even though this is your body, you should have control over it. You ultimately don't, because it's the people around you, like strangers around you, because you don't know who these people are on the internet, who are perceiving you as how your body looks like. And I think this book just really fits the whole lyrics, aesthetic, vibes of the song Skinny. The next song is Lunch, and this song describes Billie Eilish's own urge to be with a woman, sexual urges to be with a woman, and she just describes how she wants to make her girlfriend her lunch. And for this song, I will recommend Blood on Her Tongue by Johanna Van Veen. This is a little bit gory, so you will have to check the trigger warnings first, because it is really violent. But other than that, the song Lunch, I think, summarizes what this book is all about. This book is about Lucy, our main character, who has received this very weird letter from her sister, from a twin sister, who writes as if she has lost her mind, because she is writing this utter weird, horrifying nonsense. And because she is really worried about her sister, she goes to her to just see what her condition is like. And this book is actually, if the Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman were extended and made gothic horror instead. If you haven't read The Yellow Wallpaper, it is basically a really short story of about 30 pages about this woman who is clearly suffering from some mental health issue, and the people, instead of understanding her problem and then treating her accordingly, they immediately label her as a woman who is suffering from hysteria, who has gone completely mad, and their only solution to this whole thing is to trap her in this room, to lock her in this room with the yellow wallpaper. That is a story about a woman who is descending into madness because the people around her just do not understand what she is going through. This book kind of follows the same path, because in this, even if it seems as if you as a woman are going through something, or there is something wrong with you, especially in your head, you are immediately labeled as mad and could be sent to the asylum. And our main character's sister is kind of going through something like that. If you are looking for a perfect sapphic horror gothic novel that reminds you of the song Lunch, this book is that. The next song, my favorite song of the album, is Chihiro. That song is obviously based on the movie Spirited Away by Hayao Miyazaki, yes. I cannot remember, but yeah, that is also one of my favorite anime or Ghibli movies of all time, because I haven't really watched any more Ghibli movies. So that is the only Ghibli movie that I have watched. And that movie deals with identity, the loss of your name, how much your name holds power over you, and just a girl who is transitioning from this naive person to a hardworking person, where she has to literally earn every single thing in her life. She is striving hard to free her parents from this evil witch. And for that song, I recommend the book Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. This is one of my favorite books of 2025. Like, I felt so many emotions through me. I literally wanted to throw my Kindle just because of how mad this book made me, but at the same time I was just obsessed with it. In that book, we follow Charlie, a main character, who is a retard, and because he has such a low IQ, he looks at the world through these rose colored glasses on. And one day, like, he gets this opportunity to undergo an operation which would increase his IQ. He decides to go through with all that because he also wants to be considered to be a really smart person. And we follow his journey, gaining intelligence little by little and just realizing how different the world that he was looking through his rose-colored glasses on is actually, because he had a different perception. The world is actually a different thing altogether, and it is so scary because imagine you wake up one day and you realize that all the people who you trusted, who you thought were your friends, they were not laughing with you, but they were laughing at you. And how every single person that you consider to be nice or good or well thought of or just smart was actually a trick master. A trick master is not a right word, but I just cannot find any synonyms right now. But yeah, they were all just frauds. How would you feel like that? You would actually prefer wearing these rose-colored glasses on for the rest of your life if you ever even got 1% of the information that Charlie got in the book. It is scary. Like, that is a horror novel. No one can convince me otherwise. And Chihiro, the song or the movie, is actually a very tame and mild version of the book. What book am I talking about? Of the book Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. The next song is Birds of a Feather. This is the most popular song from the album, I think, because it did cross 1 billion streams or something. It is also the song that my dad listened to, and he doesn't listen to modern music or new music because he thinks that they are really lame and cannot be compared to the songs of his generation. And he listened to the song and he really liked it, so you can guess how popular the song is. And for this song, I will recommend to you Just Kids by Patti Smith. That book is an ode. It is a love letter to art, to beauty, to Robert Mapplethorpe, and especially New York City, because that city just provided her with so many beautiful things. At the same time, it also gave her a lot of struggles to go through. The way Patti Smith wrote about her life, just describing every single thing, and how she just nitpicked all the beautiful things out of every single hideous thing that life threw at her, and how beautiful of a relationship she had with Robert Mapplethorpe, which cannot be described as a romantic relationship or a platonic relationship. They were connected on a very different level, like they were soulmates. And I just love how Patti Smith presented her whole story in this book. The writing was absolutely immaculate, so beautiful and perfect. And if you like the song Birds of a Feather, you need to read Just Kids by Patti Smith. If you have already read the book, read it because it is so worth it. I hope you're not getting any background noise. If you are, I'm really sorry, but I cannot do anything about it. Also, ignore it. If you cannot ignore it, just think of it as this really annoying free background music that I have to suffer through, and feel better that you are not here right now listening to this live. But let's talk about a good song, that is Wildflower. The song is about Billie Eilish first describing how she consoled her friend when she went through a breakup, and then she dated her friend's ex-boyfriend. A very weird situation. But for this song, I want to recommend the book The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshni Chokshi. This is a really beautiful gothic mystery fairy tale kind of a book, like a modern gothic fairy tale. It is about this couple, about this man who has this really mysterious wife called Indigo. And when they got married, Indigo's only condition was that you will not inquire about my past. You will let my past be the past and you will not question it at all. And her husband, because he loves Indigo so much, he also says okay. I'm completely fine with it if I get to marry you, which is so weird. But one day, this news comes that Indigo's aunt is sick and they have to go back to her family home, her childhood home. And in this childhood home, that contains so many secrets, so many revelations about Indigo's past. And we read about how her husband reacts to these revelations of his wife, that really just transforms his wife into a stranger, because that is not the person that he married. And it is just a really beautiful gothic novel, although a little bit predictable, because I did predict it like halfway through the book, but I still really loved the story, and it is really beautiful, magical, modern fairy tale. So you should read this book if you like the song Wildflower. Okay, I spoke too soon because I thought that, you know what, no more music anymore, but then turns out they again started playing the drums. The next song is The Greatest. In this song, Billie Eilish describes how she gave her all to this person, how she gave all the love that existed within her to this person, but she did not receive anything in return. And even when they broke up, she did not feel any heartbreak or anything, because I think she was really satisfied to let it go. And for this song, I want to recommend the book In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. This is a really, really heartbreaking memoir about Carmen Maria Machado's abusive relationship that she went through. That book just, it was so raw, it was so vulnerable. It was about Carmen Maria Machado just figuring out her relationship. Like she, put all the bits and pieces in front of us, in front of herself, and she just tried to put the picture together. Because everyone around her told her that, you know what, your girlfriend is not treating you well enough. Like her vision was really hazy whenever it came to her ex-girlfriend, and one by one things happened, situations happened. She asked herself questions like, was this relationship even right in the first place? Why was I the one facing all of this? Did I do something wrong? And there were so many questions going on in her mind. And through this memoir, she's not only describing us, this whole procedure of her figuring out that her relationship was just not at all right, but it is also her just making sense of what her relationship was, and how she just wasted so much of her energy onto a person that did not even consider Carmen Maria Machado to be a human being. It's a really beautiful, heartbreaking, raw, vulnerable book, and if you haven't read it yet, what are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? The next song is L'amour de ma vie. Something I can never pronounce this song. It is a love song. It is a song about yearning. And for this song, I will recommend the book Call Me By Your Name by Andre Achiman, something like that. I'm sorry. They're very weird words for me, very new words for me. I don't really have to say anything about this book because I'm pretty sure that if you haven't read the novel, you have at least watched the movie. It is a really heartbreaking, sad, yet at the same time really just vulnerable and loving story. It is about Elio and Oliver's summer relationship, not even relationship, but like a summer fling. But this relationship was just so intense. It was so passionate. It was so loving. Like it felt as if, it did not feel, it was as if these two people were just soulmates. They were perfect for each other, but everything was short-lived. And it is the heartbreak that you feel after such a relationship ends, where you just know that this person is perfect for you, but you cannot do anything about it to last the relationship. And it is a beautiful exploration of how intimate you can become with a person for such a short amount of time, and the heartbreak and the nostalgia and all the sad emotions you feel after this person leaves your life, but you always want to keep them as a really happy memory. It's a beautiful, beautiful exploration of this short-lived relationship. And I think the song L'amour de ma vie describes this book really beautifully. The next song is The Diner. In this song, Billie Eilish wrote from her stalker's point of view, from a stalker's perspective, how he was so obsessed with Billie Eilish, and how when you reach a certain level of fame, of knowingness, where people recognize you, how this can turn into such a negative experience as well as a positive experience, and just literally how her stalker was traumatizing her and troubling her. Following these themes, I actually have a movie for you, which is a book as well, but the movie is just way better because it has so many layers, but the movie is brilliant. And the movie slash book that I'm talking about is Perfect Blue. The movie is by Satoshi Kon and the book is by Yoshikazu Takeuchi. This story follows this woman who is an idol. She is a pop singer. Then one day she decides to leave her pop singer career and instead venture more into acting because she wants to become an actor. But her fan, like her obsessive fans, they do not like this career change of her. And there was this one fan who was so extreme that he started stalking her. He was obsessed with her to the point where he literally sent her so many messages that I do not want you to become an actor because you are perfect as a pop star. It literally, the movie as well as the book talks about how your fans can have this perfect image of you, perfect perception of you, and when you try to change this perception of yours, when you try to venture into something new, it just doesn't sit well with a lot of the fans. And even though this book and the movie is a little bit extreme, it does explore a lot about the identity crisis you feel when you are put in a box. And Billie Eilish in her songs also talks about how she also is being put in a box. She's fit into this perspective of how people expect her to be. And both of these books, actually, you know what, watch the movie only. The movie is way better than the book. The movie and the song both explore such similar themes and such a beautiful way to put these themes out to people. So yeah, if you like The Diner, watch the movie Perfect Blue by Satoshi Kon. The next song is Bittersweet. In this song, Billie Eilish talks about her unrequited love, her infatuation with a person, and the struggles, the troubles that come with such infatuation, such idealization of the man of her dreams. And for this song, I want to recommend a really popular book, and I know that it is really popular. You might think it is overrated, but it just fits the song. And the book I'm talking about is Madonna in a Fur Coat by Sabahattin Ali. I hope I'm saying that name right. That book is the extended version of White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky. That book talks about this unrequited love this man acquires for this woman, not for a woman, but for a woman's portrait. This is about this Turkish man who has moved to Germany to just work a better job. And on one of his evening strolls, he finds this museum, and in this museum he sees this portrait of a woman and he becomes infatuated with this portrait. He has never met the woman in the portrait, but he just becomes infatuated with her to the point where he visits this museum every single day just so that he can see her through this picture. And then one day this woman from the portrait appears in front of him and they form this really beautiful bond, this connection. They talk such beautiful things about life, about beauty, about art. This book is the definition of unrequited love. It is the definition of infatuation. So if you like books with these similar things, with books that have the same essence of the song Bittersweet, then you should read Madonna in a Fur Coat. The last song is Blue, which is a really reflective, melancholic, depressive song. Depressive lyrics fit into this beautiful upbeat melody, at least on the first half of the song. The second half is a bit depressive in tone. And for this song, I actually want to recommend two books. One is on my TBR and one is my current read. The one on my TBR is Bluets by Maggie Nelson. Bluets, it just made sense to recommend the book to this song. Both the book and the song follow the same tone, follow the same themes about using blue as a color to describe how the life is. And I haven't really read Bluets. I have only read like what 1 or 2 pages, and yeah, I think that if I do read the whole book, it would fit this song really perfectly. The second one is Good Morning Midnight by Jean Reese. This book, wow, okay, it feels as if, you know, I have never experienced the story. I don't know if I will in the future, but I can understand exactly what she is going through. I can relate to every single emotion that she is feeling like right now, even though I have never been in her place, even though I have never went through what she is going through right now. This book is about a woman, Sasha, who is really, really depressed, and she has undergone some tragic situation in her life, and now she is in Paris. She has moved to Paris for a few weeks, and she wants to transform herself. She wants to teach herself indifference. And this is just such an interesting book. This is so depressing actually. Like, it is so short, but I am taking my time with this because too many pages of it at once will not be good for my mental health. It is so human, like, it is so realistic. It feels as if I am not reading about a fictional character. I am sitting with this person, I am their therapist or something. And yeah, it's just a really, really interesting book. This is also probably going to be one of my favorite books of 2025. I've been reading so many good books that are ending up on my top reads of 2025 list. And for the song Blue as well, like, just if we focus on the color blue, yeah, this book is blue. This was my reading list of all the books that I compiled for these songs on the album. I actually have, I think, 1 or 2 more books that I wanted to recommend, but I was not sure if it fit the songs, but it was like particular aesthetic or not. The books I'm talking about is Hunger by Choi Jin Young, Woman Eating by Claire Koda, Normal People by Sally Rooney. For now, it is only these 3 books that I did want to add to this list, but I was not sure where to put them. I hope you liked this reading list. I hope you liked these recommendations. I hope I did a really good job at making this perfect or not so perfect reading list, and you had fun watching this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.